Good evening. It's time for some Lego Mario. Okay. Today I have. I'm trying to work through my backlog of Mario sets because I want to get the 7 new Mario sets into the queue. So today we're going to do the two maker sets. Let me go over the camera and show these big boxes to you. So, yeah, because the way these boxes are, I couldn't get them both on camera satisfactorily, which is why they're laying down like this. You can kind of see what the deal is with these. Unlike most of the Mario sets, these aren't specific level, location, or scene interactions. These are various set dressing and features you can put into your levels as you build the courses. That's why they're called maker sets rather than being normal interactions. So we're going to start with the first one they made, which is the Master Your Adventure. That's this one. And then when we finish this one, we're going to do this one, which is called the Creativity Toolbox. And you can see it has a lot of background decoration for your courses as well. So it'll be interesting to see what kind of interactions and features are in these two sets. I know that there's some characters in the sets. They each come with, I think, 4 or 3 characters. Let's just go ahead and get started and see how it goes. I'll set the Creativity Toolbox aside, and we will start with Master Your Adventure. So that's this one. And I don't remember if I've seen reviews on these two or not. I know that they're different from other Lego Mario sets, but here's the front of the box. It shows you some of the features. It comes with one of the Koopling minions. This one is Larry. You've on the channel. He has previously appeared when we did the Larry and Morton airships, but this was the first set he appeared in. This set's also going to give us a Bob-omb, a Goomba, and a Koopa Paratroopa. Alright, and it looks like we're going to get a variant on the start pipe and some other interactions and pieces for making the course. Let's go ahead and get this open. Oh, I didn't show you the back of the box. So the back of the box shows how you can use this to reconfigure some of your starting courses and add on to it. So the back says something about changing action bricks. We'll have to see how that feature works. And it also says it comes with a special start pipe. And the box implies that this pipe changes the game by making the game a 30-second timer instead of the normal 60-second timer. You'll recall we did that set a few weeks ago that turned the game into a 90-second timer. This was back when they were just doing quick start guides, not full instructions. So there's that. I'll just set that over here, off to the side. And let's get everything open. And one of my bags just yeeted onto the floor. Now this was the early days of Lego Mario. So no stickers in either of the sets tonight. We have bag 5, bag 6, bag 4, bag 3, bag 2. We'll hold on to bag 1. And it looks like we have a bag of just generic plates and stuff. This is probably used for doing layouts and things. It's unnumbered. We're probably not going to open this bag. I'll set that aside. I'll set the numbered bag aside. And it looks like bag 1, per the tradition of Lego Mario, is just going to give us one of the characters. And then bag 2 is where the build starts. So let's pull up our instructions over here. This is the Master Your Adventure Maker Set. So there's the instructions. Oh, and it doesn't look like there's a separator here. So I pulled my spare. And since this is a Mario stream, we're going to take our interactive figures, And I'm going to make all three of them available since we're not actually doing any specific scenario tonight. So we have Mario, and I'm just going to make sure that they're all working. Okay, so they've all got working battery. It wouldn't have been a big deal if one of them had not had battery because, we have all three of them ready to go. So if one of them had not had battery, we'd still have two to play with. So let's go ahead and get our instructions. So bag 2 is going to give us this power block device thing. Bag 3 is going to give us the pipe and some terrain. Bag 4, we're going to get our Koopa. Bag 5, we're going to get the Goomba. And bag 6 is going to give us Larry. So we're going to start here with bag 1. It's just our Bob-omb. And at this point, we've seen all the standard enemies before, so I don't think we're going to test the interactions. We're not going to test the monster interactions at this point, because they're one-hitters. Actually, I don't remember how the Bob-omb works, so we might do the Bob-omb. Let me swap Mario and Luigi. I think realistically we're mostly going to use Mario tonight, just because he's the main character, but... Did I just position things incorrect? I think I positioned things a little bit incorrectly. That's okay, easy fix. And just like that, we have a Bob-omb. Bob-ombs are one of your classic low-level Mario enemies. So you have to jump on the bomb, wait for it to explode, and then you can pick up the coins. I wonder how long it takes to reset. Meanwhile, I'll get the spare bits off. Because I want to see what happens if you jump on him while he's exploding. Okay, so if you jump on him while he's exploding, Mario gets stunned and you lose the coins. Okay. That should have been obvious to me. But we'll go ahead and take Bob-omb and we'll put him on this corner. We'll line up the enemies over on this side, I think. So we're going to open bag 2 now. And bag 2 is going to start with 3 of these power cubes. 2 in shades of blue and an orange one. And I have no idea what these do. Okay, let's see if I can figure out. So there's 2 slightly different shades of blue here. So we're just going to make sure we match everything up correctly in terms of the shades of blue. We'll set the big plates aside until the instructions call for them. Ah, there's the tile. I'm not going to test out these boxes until we make the mechanism and just try and figure this out. But here's the light blue box. Here's the medium blue box. And this orange box has a timer icon on it. But the scan tile has the same gear icon that the other 2 boxes had. So here's the orange box. You can see the timer icon on it. So we'll set these 3 power boxes over here because I think this mechanism that we have to build is going to be part of how they work. So let's go ahead and put this together. After this, I still have 3 Mario streams in the backlog. Right now, I only have I've been pretty good at working through the queue, so I only have, in addition to the 3 Mario streams, right now I only have 2 other Lego streams in the queue that are ready to go. But we're getting some money soon, so we'll be adding to the build shelf a lot of stuff in the next few weeks. We're basically going to reload the shelf shortly. I think the goal here is oh, this doesn't actually attach to anything, but it looks like it gets locked into place. Interesting. Okay, so it's going to be an action feature. It doesn't actually attach. We'll have to see how the whole thing plays out once I put it together. Okay, so this goes over here. Oh, and this plunger actually activates the... You can see when I push down on here, that pushes down the tile that we put inside. Interesting. Still not secured yet, of course. Once I put this on, I don't think that tile's coming out, though. Yeah, I think we've locked in the tile now. Let's keep building up this little device, and eventually we'll see what it's meant to be for. Okay, so that's gonna be a play feature. We have this big ship's wheel here. And I think that's my record for quickest bot after a stream. Quickest spam bot after a stream. So let me go get rid of them real quick. The spam bot has been eliminated. Let's keep going. So you turn the ship's wheel and the other gear on the side spins like that. So let's keep going and see what this actually does here. So we have now another turntable, and this is going to get another gear on it. And this gear will go on top of the ship's wheel as well, into the hole we've put up before. So now we turn the ship's wheel, and the gear on top turns. Still not sure what that does to the stuff inside. Let's keep going. Eventually this machine will have to reveal its secrets to us. Okay, so we're building up this device. I'm still not sure how it works. All that we know is that there's some rotating function going on. And somehow it has something to do with these power blocks over here. That's all I know about this device so far. And now we're switching focus and building another assembly. am not sure what's going on here. You can drop a power brick in here, and if you press down on this, it pops up. Other than that, I don't really know what's going on here. Let's see if we can figure things out. Okay, so if you have the time brick loaded into here, and you press it up into the scanner on Mario's bottom, you get 10 more seconds. Now let's see what the other two bricks do. So I'm doing the light blue brick now. So light blue is an invincibility star. But let me see something. It looks like there's some functionality to change which power-up you get. It doesn't, but how to actually activate the power-up, I'm not sure. Alright, I'm not sure how to actually get the power-up, but this gives you the option. But if you're in the machine, you get the power to change the power-up. I'm not sure how that all plays out, unless let's take one of our other characters. I'm gonna have to research this one because I can't really see how to get the power-ups to work. Meanwhile, let's move on to bag 3. So bag 3 is going to include the 30-second start pipe and some platforms, it looks like. So we get this nice printed tile at the bottom of the pipe that tells us which game mode this is going to represent. This is 30 seconds. The normal starter set start pipe gives you 60 seconds. And there's also a start pipe that starts you with 90 seconds. And there's also one where instead of going by time, there's a set number of coins you have to earn. So there's a couple different start pipes, but the actual starter set one is 60 seconds. And in this one, it's a 30-second run. I don't have my starter sets out right now, so I don't have an end game flag, so we're not actually gonna run this one. Well, we can activate it one time and see if there's a special music or something. That's what the scan tile looks like. I'm showing this now because in a moment it'll be covered over by the pipe and I won't be able to show it on camera. Okay. Okay, so it's a slightly different musical track than the regular game. Let's keep going. You'll notice I'm just piling all these little platforms off to the side of the table. If we need extra space, I'll expand onto the off-scene area as well. But really, I don't think we're going to be... Because these... because these are the maker sets and meant to be expansions for a level rather than being a level themselves, I probably won't set up a level mode for... I probably won't actually set these up as a level at the end of stream. I'll probably take the best parts from both boxes and just show that off. But... Oh, I didn't show you this. This is that first little platform we did. This one has a little flower on top. This is the second little platform. This one has an arrow. And it looks like we're making 2 copies of this third platform here. And this third platform looks like it's got these transparent panels. So this is meant to be an aerial platform. And this is what that looks like. And I have to build one more of those. Okay. Hold on a second. I shouldn't have 2 spares of that, so which means I missed a piece placement somewhere. Okay, I see where I missed the piece placement. This just goes on top of the signpost over here. Like there, I just accidentally imploded the whole signpost. But hey, I just put it back together and signpost is good to go. Our other little aerial platform's good to go. Let's get our little bits over there and keep going. We've been doing this a half hour and we're already going into bag 4. Bag 4 is going to start with our Koopa Troopa. It looks like we get some more terrain. So yeah, I think we'll take a stretch break between the 2 sets. Like we usually do. I expect the other set will be a little bit more substantial because it's got a much longer instruction book. Even though the piece, well, it's got a much larger piece count as well. But yeah, I don't think I'll need to break until we get to that one. So, yeah, so I have 5 Lego streams currently in the queue. I do not know exactly when I'm getting my money, so I'm not sure when I can add to the queue, but we still got content for a couple more weeks. Obviously, we're going into spooky season, so I'm going to have a couple Halloween themed streams. Specifically, I have two Halloween themed streams planned. One I'm going to try and do in the earlier part of the month, and then one I'm going to try and do in the later part of the month. Not on Halloween itself, though. I got two conflicting things I'm supposed to be at for Halloween, so I have to choose which one I'm going to go to. Here's... Yeah, I lined that up correctly, okay. Here's the Koopa Troopa Paratroopa's shell with the jump tile attached. Now let's keep going with the build. Oh, he even has a flight. He even has a little transparent stick under his foot to make it look like he's flying. Like this. Look, you can see the little stick he has for flying. Obviously, he's not going to stand on his own till we finish a platform for him. But okay, so the Koopa Troopa Paratroopa is a three hit enemy. So we're gonna start with another flower, this time in pink. Oh, that's the whole platform right there. There's another platform. And I'm actually going to take the small platform here and use it as a stand for the Koopa Troopa, so the Koopa Troopa can sit with the characters. Except maybe that's it might balance like that a little bit. And this wing flipped itself backwards, of course. Let me adjust the wing so it looks straight. Good enough. And the Koopa Troopa Paratroopa can fly next to the Bob-omb. Let's keep going. So this might actually the summer wave of Mario that just came out might actually be the end of Lego Mario. I've heard that the regular January wave for Mario is not coming next year, from what I read, unless there's any surprises. But supposedly the leakers have been very consistent this year, so there may not be any new Mario after the new stuff that just came out. So I'll get the sets from that. There's still a couple of the older sets I feel are redundant that I probably won't get, but that I'll keep on my list in case I want to hit completionist someday. Because even though they're redundant and I don't need certain sets, um, if I want to be a technical Lego Mario completionist, I'll have to get them eventually. I may not do those on stream though. We'll have to see how I feel about that whole thing. Oh, that's cool. That's either a cloud plant or a representation of clouds. And then we build a tree, it looks like. So yeah, it looks like this says just a bunch of platforms to expand the scenery of your level that you make. It's not the same kind of piece. This is what I want there. And we build a second tree. And it looks like I forgot a piece somewhere. But let's go ahead and get this tree, and then I'll see where I forgot the piece. Alright, before we get into that, I need to see where I forgot a piece. I see where. Yeah. I thought his head looked a little bit awkward. I've done Koopas before, so. Yeah. Alright, I fixed our Koopa Paratroopa, so let's go ahead and keep going. This is that bit of scenery we just made with trees and clouds. I'll put that over here in our pile of platforms. It looks like bag 5 is going to have some lava platforms. So bag 5 is going to start with our first of 2 Goombas tonight. Because the other set also has a Goomba in it. Goombas are about as basic as they get, so throughout the Lego Mario sets, the Goomba is the most common enemy type. So it's just a standard one jump kill, so we're not going to play the Goomba right now. We're just going to put them together. There's our Goomba. He's a one jump kill, so we're not going to test him out. We're just going to keep going with our builds. It looks like we're going to get a couple of lava platforms here. Interesting. I do see some interesting architecture going on with this first lava platform. Or I should say it's a platform over lava because it's a stone platform. So here's our first stone over lava. And now it looks like we're going to do another set of platforms over lava here. So let's go ahead and get this one together. So it looks like this is a bunch of jumping platforms. Another video game staple from the Mario era. So here's our jumping platforms over lava. I'll set that over here into our pile of platforms here. And then we get a little 2x going on here. Why is there? So here's this little platform, and the instructions say there's going to be 2 of these. So let me go ahead and get the other one together. Well, yeah, this set is going together quickly. But I figured this set would go together quickly. I'm not sure about the other set. Bag 6. Bag 6 is going to have a few more platforms than our final character, for this first set. And that's going to be Larry. So it looks like now we're making some kind of action platform. Okay. Here's this bit of tile with an action code on it. So this is some kind of slider device. Like this. We'll have to see what it's used for. But we have another platform over lava. Okay, so here's this platform. It looks like we get 2 copies of another platform. And since this is a 2x going multiple pages, we do the whole page on one, and then I do the whole page on the other, and then we go to the next page. And we continue one and then the other. Doing them in sequence like this makes it so that we don't have to go backwards back to the beginning for the second copy. So here's what that platform looks like. And I'll set this over here, and I can go ahead and finish the other platform. This one's exactly the same as the one I just showed you, so probably won't take the time to show it off again. So there's that one. See, I shut it off anyway. And now we can build Larry. Larry is one of the Koopling minions. It looks like he's going to be the final build of this first set. Okay. I need to put this one here. I forget how many jumps Larry takes. So we will go ahead and let him play out. Yeah. So what we'll do for our break scene is I'll just take a few of these platforms and lay them out behind the characters so you have something to look at. But mostly they're clutter. They're meant to be used to expand and build up your starter courses. So that's the point of these maker sets. So there isn't really anything particularly interesting to show off. But still cool to see all the expansion stuff. I'll have to look up and see how to use that one device. Okay, Larry's almost ready. And then we will go ahead and test him out.
Please mute. This is crucial because they're shopping right now.
Look, I'm sorry about that. Okay, it looks like he's one of the characters who does the scepter, so let me go ahead and get that together for him. Okay, that's the whole set apparently. So here's Larry. There's his jump tile. And let's see how many hits he takes. So he's a 6 hit. He's 6 hits for a knockout. Let's see what this does. So you can slide motion for coins. That's what this piece is. Let's go ahead, and this is what we're coming back to after the break. So let me preset the instructions for this. And then let's declutter a little bit. And we will set up for break. Alright, let's declutter the table. Let's see, we can keep the clouds. We'll keep the machine, even though we don't know what it does. How about we keep the start pipe and the lava tower. And we'll keep the jumping platform. And the rest of these little platforms I will set aside for now, so as to declutter the table. we will we'll set these up. We'll set up the lava platforms behind the bad guys over here on this side of the table, and we will set up these platforms over here behind the good guys on this side of the table. And there's a little bit of scenery for you to look at while we go on break. And you can look at these power boxes for a little bit. Alright, I'll be back in a couple minutes to continue with this. But I need to take a quick stretch break. So, that was a good stretch. Audio's working, that's good. Alright, I also already hydrated. Never underestimate the importance of a good break during a long stream. So let's get the rest of the scenery out of here now, so we can bring on the second maker set. We'll let the characters stay to watch the builds, because that's tradition on this channel. Alright, I'll try and I'll have to learn off stream what that actually, let me play around with this a little bit. So we have the thing, right? So it's a 10-second timer. But if I turn it, yeah, I'll have to play with this off stream to figure out what it does. So we have here now the second maker set, the Creativity Toolbox. And technically there was a third maker set as well, but because that set is location specific, I actually have that one on a different one of my Mario streams. That one's going to be done on a different Mario stream, because my remaining Mario streams are themed to different lands. So because the third maker set is themed to a specific land, it'll be done then. And we'll keep the characters out to watch the build like we usually do. However, because this set also has a Goomba, I'm going to adjust the Koopa Paratroopa so that Goomba can sit with him also. That way we don't get the Goomba for this set confused with the Goomba for the other set. I like to keep everything straight like that. So you can see the Creativity Toolbox is a bunch of parts for set dressing for the most part. I'm not sure if there's any interactions here or if it's just set dressing, but we'll find out. You can see trees, backgrounds, clouds. There's also an exclusive character in this set who doesn't appear in any other LEGO Mario sets, and that's Wendy. Wendy is the only girl Koopling. And we also get a Blue Yoshi. Yoshi usually appears in pink, yellow, or green, so it's kind of nice to get a blue one. I think there's one other blue one in my collection so far. Either 0 or 1 Blue Yoshi. And in addition to Wendy and Blue Yoshi, we also get a regular Goomba. And a Super Mushroom. You know what those do. The back of the box here shows how you can put your scenery bits together with the other starter sets. And this shows you some of the scenery down here in these pictures. Alright, let me get this. And this doesn't have the standard push tabs. Interesting. Alright, I'll have to cut this one open then. Yeah, let me get my tool and we'll get this open. There's just a couple pieces of tape here to cut. So I still have 6 after this set. I still have 6 Mario sets in my queue that are going to be 3 different streams. Let's just take everything out of the box, and then we'll get organized here. Not sure why this one uses a non-standard box format, but here we are. And I just dropped one of the bags. Quick start guide. This predates when Lego Mario did instruction books. Paper instruction books, I mean. Obviously, we have the PDF instructions. Let's see, bags. Let me get the bags organized. 6, 5, 4. So it looks like same deal as before. There's 6 numbered bags. It looks like bag 1 is just going to be a character. Bag 1 is as tiny as Mario bag 1s usually are. The Mario sets have this tradition of bag 1 always just being one character, and then the builds starting in bag 2. Let's bring up my instructions and get started. So bag 1 is Yoshi. Bag 2 is some backdrops. Bag 3 is some clouds, rocks, some more backdrops. Bag 4 is a bunch of plants and the super mushroom. Bag 5 is some more background scenery for the desert. There's some palm trees, a stone eye, and some pyramids, and some cacti, and the Goomba. And then bag 6 is going to give us a lava tower, and actually a finished flag, and Wendy. So it looks like a lot of the pieces are loose, and it looks like there's going to be a lot more background stuff on this set. So in the interest of not making clutter, I'm only going to leave a few things on the table, and I'm actually going to use the box to store parts that I would consider clutter for purposes of stream. And then at the end, when we do our exit scene, I'll pick parts from both sets. I'll pick parts from both sets to make our exit scene when it's time to raid out. But yeah, it looks like this set is mostly just going to be scenery. I'm not sure if there's going to be any interactions outside of the characters. So let's go ahead and start putting Blue Yoshi together. I've done many Yoshis before, so because we're getting close to the end of our Lego Mario collection. We've done so many of these Lego Mario sets. We've done some pinks, some yellows, some greens. Blue's kind of a rare color. And of course, he just had to go and implode on me while I was trying to put him together. Alright, let's fix this up. I think that's fixed. I've picked out when my Life Day stream is going to be, so I'm probably going to place the order for that at the same time I place the order for my Halloween sets, just to make sure I have it in time. Because Life Day is the Christmas, I mean the Star Wars version of Christmas, but it's celebrated a month early. Not sure if I'll be adding to my holiday sets this year beyond the new Lego Star Wars Christmas set that they're releasing. It looks awesome, by the way. But aside from that set, I'm not sure if I'll be adding to my holiday village this year or not. There's a lot of sets retiring in December that I want are on my wish list, and I want to get them before I want to get them from the source if I can, because I have an actual Lego account now, which means I get rewards points if I buy directly from Lego. It's not a big deal if a set retires before I get to it because eBay, but still. So maybe I'll add to my holiday village that I started last year, and maybe I won't. We'll see in a couple months. Like like most friendly characters, Yoshi's tile is not on the body, but instead on a platform that Yoshi stands on. The Toad the Toad figures do this too. So here's our blue Yoshi. And here's his interaction platform. So basically what the Yoshi tile does is it gives you a Yoshi companion, and if you hit and if you jump on a one hit kill enemy, then Yoshi will eat that enemy in the little video screen that the characters have on their bodies. So I'll go ahead and set Yoshi's platform aside. Yoshi himself can stay in the character lineup. He's a friendly, so he can stand with Mario on this side. And I'll take his platform and I will set it aside because it counts as clutter. We're not really doing too much set dressing right now. Bag 2. So bag 2 is going to be the beginnings of some of the background scenery bits. So I think this first bit of scenery bit is one of the background mountains. Here's that construction. And these all count as clutter, so I'm going to put them in my clutter pile for now. The point of the maker sets is basically so you have set dressing for your levels. All right. So right now, I think we're doing a bunch of the background mountains. Here's another piece. At the end, we'll go through the box and we'll pick out a couple pieces of the clutter to use for our exit scene. And we'll combine some with a couple from the first set, and we'll make a nice little representation of part of the Mario world at the end. But I don't want to clutter up the table with all these disparate bits that don't really do anything yet. Here's another one. There's one. Now this one's just a short one, it looks like. There's a little one. Okay. And here's the last one of those background mountains. And now it looks like we have 2 signposts to do. And do these actually attach to anything? No. These are meant to be set dressing for later platforms. So we have 1 signpost pointing one way. So here's our go left signpost. And since the instructions don't say to attach it to a platform right now, I have to count it as right now as just clutter, but we'll put some of these signposts on bases later, I guess, when it's time to make the exit scene. And here's the signpost telling you to go right. And we get 3 of these grass platforms. That's all these are. We get 3 of these. So let me go ahead and put them together and toss them into the box. And we'll probably use some of these later when dressing our set for the end scene. Basically, we're creating a bunch of loose scenery pieces, and that's the point of this set. We're going into bag 3. So we're going to start with a little 2x build here. So looks like these are going to be some background hills. That's what this looks like. Let me go ahead and finish up the other one. Same deal. And then we have another 2x build. Some more background hills, I guess. Here's another hill. Let's finish this last one. There's that one. And now it looks like we have some background Rocky Mountains. Oh wait, I'm supposed to be doing two times of this. So here's the first completed background mountain. And let me go ahead and finish up the second one here. And our second background mountain is done. And now we need to make 6 of these clouds. Easy to do because the clouds are all just 3 pieces. So this is what these clouds look like. Just 3 pieces, and I have to do 6 of them. Did I line that one up correctly? Did I center this one? No, I did not. Alright, that's 2 of them so far. I'll let you look at the cloud one more time because this is the last one. We went through those 6 really quickly. So the clouds are ready to go. And it looks like we're going to get 3 more of these grass platforms. These are the same ones we did in bag 2. We're just going to get 3 more of those. And there's a bunch of loose plates here. I'm just going to toss these into the box. These are probably some more level maker pieces. Alright, we're going to do bag 4 now. Bag 4 looks like is going to start with our super mushroom. Here's the super mushroom. According to Bricklink, mushrooms count as figures, so I'll set him with the characters. Even though I've always thought of mushrooms as more of like an item or a prop. But let's keep going with the build. Oh, they give him a nice little block to stand on. He can have his little standing block. So now we just have to put together 8 flowers. These things are so tiny, I'm just going to make and toss. Because my fat fingers are going to make it so you can't actually see them if I try and show them off. But there's 4 different colors of flowers in this step. We're doing 2 each of pink, white, red, and yellow. Again, this set is mostly just about set dressing rather than actual interactions. This is the set you use when you want to make your Mario tabletop level look just a little bit more special than it would already. Just two more of the little flowers to make, and then we can see what's next. One more leaf. What's there? There it is. And now we make 8 little mushrooms. These I can try and show. Cute little mushroom. We got to do 8 of these. It's called the Creativity Toolbox. So at the end, I'll try and put a little bit of scenery together for the end screen. Yes, the point is set dressing to make your levels look a little more detailed, but it's also called the Creativity Toolbox because you're meant to be creative with how you lay them out. So we're going to do a little bit of that at the end, I think. We need one more mushroom base. There it is. And we get 4 basic shrubs here now. And the shrubs actually use the cloud piece in green, which is kind of interesting. I've never seen that color of it before. But here's the shrub. Get thee to a shrubbery. And I gotta do 3 more of those. We're at about the 2-hour mark of stream now. So yeah, this is going together a lot quicker than I thought it would. But again, this is just a creativity maker set, so... Alright, one more shrub, and then we're ready for whatever the next thing is. Alright, I'll show this one because it's the last one. Alright, looks like next we have a fruit. So here's our little fruit. And we've seen that interaction before on previous streams. And we also get a little gift box, it looks like. And we've seen that before too. Here's the little gift box. And we get 2 little trees. So here's, this tree is so little. And I get 1 more of the little tree. And then we get a, okay, this is showing up as it's going to be a 2X. So let's be ready for that. So here's our bigger tree. Let me go ahead and finish this other one. And we have another 2X here. So now we have an even bigger tree that we're building. 2 copies of. And here's what the big tree looks like. And I have to finish up this other one. So the tree is done. And it's time to move on to the stuff from bag 5. So let me get these out of here. And bag 5 looks like it's going to be our desert stuff and our Goomba. So bag 5, we're going to start with the Goomba. Our Goomba is ready. He doesn't go in the clutter box because he's a character. So he'll go right here. It looks like we get another copy of the fruit. Not sure why they didn't just have us do this as a... Oh, it's a different kind of fruit. It's a different color. That's why they didn't just have us do a 2X before. So here's this fruit. So now we have a little 2X for 2 copies of a little pyramid. Speaking of pyramids, I'll be getting the big pyramid set soon. That's probably gonna be at one of those all-day streams like the Falcon was. It's close to the Falcon in piece count, and it's kind of a big set. So here's what the little background pyramid looks like, and I have to make one more of those. So there it is again. And now it looks like we have 2 copies of a bigger pyramid. We are exactly on the 2-hour mark of stream now. And we're in the second to last bag. But I knew today's stream would go pretty quickly. My remaining Mario sets are a lot more substantial in terms of their builds. They're regular level sets. So... Of my available streams today, I knew this one would be the quickest, which is why I chose it for today. Because I wasn't really feeling a marathon stream for tonight. We're at the 2-hour mark. We're almost done with the builds for tonight, so that's a good thing. So all we have to do is put the capstone on these 2 pyramids. So that's what the big background pyramid looks like. Just gotta put the last piece onto this one also. Like that. Let's just see what's going on here. So it's 3 different cacti we're doing now. They come in, it looks like 3 different sizes of cacti. Gotta be careful because these pieces actually have pokey bits on them. So here's one. Here's the small one. Small cactus. Medium cactus. And large cactus. Now we're going to make our stone eye. He doesn't have any interaction tiles, so the set's not counting him as a character, but because he's a character in his one other appearance, we'll go ahead and let him stay out with the characters. There's no way to interact with this one. He's just background dressing, but he still counts. I think. So here's Stone Eye. And I'll go ahead and turn that up so he can sit in the back here and watch with the other characters. And now we're going to do a little palm tree, 2 of these. Trees are honestly not my favorite thing to do with Lego, but the 2 garden sets were pretty fun. And there's that Jurassic tree we did, and that Avatar tree we did. But I often find trees to be kind of repetitive, but whatever. You need trees if you're going to have effective scenery, so. And most of the trees in this cartoony Lego style aren't too bad. This one's flopping around on me a little bit as I'm trying to build it, though. Okay, gotta just put those little quarter tiles on this one now, and then the tops of the trees are done and ready to be attached. Okay, so here's what the top of the tree looks like. And we just attach those onto the body of the tree. And that's what our palm tree looks like. Now I just have to attach the top of this tree. Like that. And now we get two of these desert scenery platforms that are the same style as the grass platforms that we did before. Or same size and shape is what I should say. This is what the desert platform looks like. And I have to do one more of those. There's our other desert platform. So we have 2 desert ones and 6 grass ones. And then some generic yellow plates for some more course building. Let's get these out of here. And let's open bag 6. Bag 6 is our final bag of the night. Looks like bag 6 has some lava stuff going on. Bag 6 is also where we're going to get Wendy. Wendy is the only girl Koopling minion. And she is exclusive to this set. They never released her in another set. Are we still going? Yeah, we're still live. We're still good. Okay. Let's keep going. So it looks like bag 6 is going to start with an extra copy of the exit flag. Here's what the tile looks like. Well, it looks like the standard exit flag. I'm going to check it out real quick. It's a bit shorter than the ones they use for the starter sets, but it's cool because having a variant size means you can do different aesthetics with your levels. Let's see if it works. So it's not actually an exit flag. Interesting. And I seem to have lost my orange time box when dumping that out. Yeah, I don't see my orange time box anywhere. I'll look for it later. I didn't see anything go on the floor. But here's our little fake flag. Alright, looks like I have to create 4 of these little torch things. This is what it looks like. I need to make 3 more of those. It may be too messy to do creativity stuff. We'll see how we feel at the end. One more little torch, and we can proceed with the next bit. So it looks like we're going to get some lava scenery now, and Wendy. One more look at the little torch, because this is the last one. Now we do a bigger torch. Here's what the bigger torch looks like. I gotta do 3 more of those. One more. So since it's the last one, you can take one more look at the big torch. My finger was in the way. There you go. And now we have a platform. Okay, so here's our little tower platform, and I'm actually going to leave this one out for a little bit because I think it's Wendy's boss platform. So let's go ahead and start putting her together. Oh, I found the orange block. I had not taken it out of that little machine. So yeah, nothing's missing. Everything's accounted for. Let's go ahead and start putting Wendy together, our final character of the night. And after her, I will have all the I will have all the Koopling minions in my Lego Mario character collection. I'll have all of them except one. And the one I'm missing is right now exclusive to a set that I consider redundant. So I may or may not end up getting that character at some point if I decide to get that set and be a 100% completionist. Mm. Trans purple studs for this connection. Interesting choice there. It looks like we'll have some generic red platforms left over for scenery as well here, since they didn't come up in the instructions, or they didn't come up in the instructions yet. So let's just see how the rest of this goes. There's what her pink shell looks like. Oh, I'm getting hungry. Good thing we're almost done here. She definitely looks like a Karen. And she'll get this little... She'll get the scepter with the purple gem on top. And we're going to make one more fruit. Well, I guess we're done with Wendy. I should show you before I move on. But yeah, here's one more fruit. This time a red one. And here's Wendy, the big boss of this pack. And how many hits does she take? Girl fight. Six hits for Wendy. And we'll put her on her little platform here as we wrap up this build. Okay. This shows us how to put some of the scenery together to make arrangements. I'm not really going to do that right now. Actually, let's do that. It'll be cleaner, I think. No. Yeah, there's... Alright, we'll just go through these pictures and we'll take a look at how these things can be put together. And then when we get to the page with the lava ones, we'll attach the fire to these plates and they'll be ready to turn into scenery later. But I don't think... We don't really have the space on the table and I don't really have the focus to keep this going much longer. So we'll just look at the creative things that can be done in this little instruction book. And I'll go ahead and put the brick separator away because we've done the builds at this point. So this is showing you how you can stack some of the background pieces to create a bit of scenery. And this is showing you can do different arrangements. This one is showing you how to do one in the desert with a stone eye. And here is showing you how to make a fancy area for Wendy's tower. But we're just going to put the flame bits on. It looks like we have two loose fire pieces like this for scenery bits, and then some loose plates. And then I just made two fire platforms here. So, as you can see, before we go there and I start making a mess of things, let me turn the instructions off so we have the full camera view. And I'll just show you. So I have here this box full of all the scenery bits we just put together. You can see all sorts of little bits and pieces of the world here that'll be used for set dressing and level making later. Lots of different little scenery accessories and stuff filling up this box here. You know what, come to think of it, that's probably why they used a non-standard box for the set. So you could just dump all your parts in here until you needed them. Meanwhile, I'm gonna go ahead and we'll take a mountain and a palm tree. And how about one of the small pyramids? And there, we'll have a little bit of scenery in the back here. We'll pull out our little exit flag, position it next to Wendy. We'll take the start pipe from the other set, position it behind the heroes. We'll take our little machine gadget, you know what? We can give Larry a little tower as well, since he's the other Koopling minion going on here. And Larry can stand with, he doesn't like that platform. We'll take the bigger platform for Larry then. We'll position the big platform next to Wendy here. And Larry can stand with his sister over here, like this. And they're ready to attack the heroes together. We'll put a little exit flag. We'll put up the machine. Any more little bits of scenery I want to put up? Oh, you kind of get the idea. Let's do shrubbery with a cloud here. We'll make one more little bit of scenery. Let's try and... I'm trying to set up a... This is basically just a sampler we're trying to set up now. We can move everyone closer and together over here, I think, to make sure everyone's on camera. We'll put the two Goombas next to each other. I'm still keeping it distinct which one is in which set, because that Goomba is on the platform studs. So we have a bit of scenery here. I want to put the tree in front of the cloud, so we'll do another bit of, we'll pull this bit of scenery back. We'll pull this bit of scenery here. We'll have the pipe in the foreground. It is a little bit cluttered. I do like that fire piece, so I'll put one of those back there behind the Bob-omb. We'll take this other bit of scenery with the even taller cloud, and we'll set this up next to that one. And we've got a little bit of a background going on now. So we've got the Adventure Maker background piece, And we made a couple arrangements sampling the Creativity Toolbox maker here in front of that. So we did make a couple sample arrangements. And then we have the machine. We have the 30-second start pipe. We have the machine that I don't know how to use. We have Larry and Wendy, who are, I'm assuming they're brother and sister. If not, it's close enough. Oh, I didn't do a close-up of Wendy on camera. There she is. And I suppose we can do another close-up of Larry. Luigi, Peach, Mario, Blue Yoshi, Super Mushroom, 2 Goombas, Koopa Paratroopa, and a Bob-omb over there, and the fake flag. So yeah, here's a sampling of the stuff from the 2 sets. And I guess here's where we can call it and see who we're going to rate out to. Who's on tonight? Issa's on tonight. She's always a fun show. Kuya Sai's on. We have a few choices tonight. Let's try to rate Issa. Let me see if I can do this without disrupting my spread here. Alright, we're going to rate Issa. Have a good night, and I will see you over the weekend for either a game stream or another Lego stream. We'll see how things go and what I want to do this weekend. Good night.
No, just Gooms is living because he has a headache. Yeah, yeah. Kings is in charge. You better be careful. You better be careful. Yeah. Hey, Uncle Eve. Hello. I hope you had a good stream, oh. You know how to distract me. I mean, to be honest, it's very easy to distract me.